Hey everybody, Caleb here. Welcome back to the Bull and Burley. Thank you for joining me again. This week I'm going to continue on with my LJ Peretti series, and I'm going to talk about TASHKENT. TASHKENT is an Oriental, and it is my first time ever smoking a full Oriental. So it has, from the website, Izmir, Turkish, and Latakia. Now, I've not experienced a full Oriental before, and some of my experiences with heavy Latakia Englishes in the past have not been great. Just because it's pretty pungent, but I'm going to cover that today, and I'm going to actually go through this first impressions, first bowl, and then I'm going to do a second impression, second bowl, and see what comes of it. This should be interesting. All right, first 10 note impressions. I actually went ahead and transferred to a glass jar instead of keeping it in the bag, just to keep it fresher and let it breathe a minute. And I did notice right off the bat, can definitely smell a lot of Kia. There's an exotic spice to it, to the smell, that I'm assuming is the Izmirs and Turkish, the Orientals. Yeah, it's got a, there's something in it that's definitely got an herbal quality to it. I think it's a ribbon cut. I'm not sure. I'm going to bring a zoom in here in a second. Check this out. Yeah, that's my first impressions of it are it kind of reminds me of the bazaars. I used to go to the bazaars when I was over in the Middle East. And some of the herbs and spices they'd have kicking around that people were buying. This kind of reminds me of that in some ways. It's cool because it has a tobacco to me always has an a sensory memory element to it, and that's one of those smells that kind of triggers a memory of being in a bazaar somewhere in Saudi Arabia or something. Yeah. All right, let's do a close-up of this thing and load up a pipe. Oh, and if I bolt out of here real fast, like a crazy person, and knock over the camera on my way out the door, I'm heat treating some knives, so it means the kiln went off. But I'll be back. Okay, tabletop of LJ Peretti's TASHKENT. After some thought, I think I'm actually going to take this and do a sample bowl, small bowl, in a clay first on this one. So I'm going to use my Marcus 4 clay. I made a little pipe sleeve for it, just for fun, just to see if it was something cool to do. I thought it would be easier to hold it, you know, when it gets hot or whatever, and you know. So anyway, I'm gonna do a tryout bowl in that. Let's get some of this out on this. Alright, what do we got here? That's a lot of Kia, I believe. Now I'm not 100% sure about this situation here. It's beautiful looking. I believe it's a ribbon cut. Yeah, there's definitely some. That's got to be the Latakia, from what I understand. The Latakia, it's heavily smoked or cured or whatever. So yeah, it's a good looking little tobacco there. There's a very earthy tone to it. Very earthy, very natural. Obviously, there's no casings on this, as far as I understand, or yeah, it's not an aromatic. It's not topped like an aromatic or anything. So yeah, it's pretty interesting looking little tobacco. It smells really good. I'm gonna pull that little stick out and see if we can break that down a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's coming apart. It's interesting. I don't know. I have some mild seasonal allergies to some plants and stuff, and so I don't smoke a whole lot of Englishes or a lot of Kia blends, and because I don't know if I think I might have a slight allergy to it, because it kind of makes my nose tingle, and like I want to sneeze or whatever when I smell a lot of Kia, and I don't know if that's an allergy or if it's just because of the potency of it. But yeah, it's always interesting. Let's load this up. I do kind of a loose. I definitely want to get some of that dark Latakia in there. Alright, Just a little bit more. There we go. And I'm going to keep this kind of loose on this. Definitely want to go low and slow to start on this one, because I just don't know how this is going to go. Let's get that back in the jar. There we go. Let's fire this bad boy up. Alright, let's fire this up. I've already got the charring light done. And there was something almost immediately irritating to my nose. Wow, right off the bat I'm getting sweet. Okay, I'm not really sure why my camera's decided to be a jerk all of a sudden, but it's alright, I had some heat treating to do anyway. So let's fire this back up. I don't know if you've ever gotten a chance to travel much, but I had some opportunity in the military to travel throughout the Middle East, Asia. All over Europe, that kind of thing. And there's some smells that just immediately trigger those memories. Everywhere you go culturally has kind of distinct smells to their food, to their spices, to their you know, the local flora and fauna, but all those things, cultural things like just location, geographical things, flora and fauna, the spices, the food, the soaps and stuff that people use in different parts of the world, kind of contribute to the overall aromatic experience of travel. But there's some of these smells I'm getting off of this. Definitely a lot of Kia. But it's not overpowering a lot of Kia, isn't it? It's nice and mellow. Get a little bit more smoke in the retrohale, or smokiness. There's a little bit of something in there that kind of irritates my nasal cavity, like allergy-wise. It's not making me have a sneezing fit or whatever, like ragweed, but there's something in there. I don't know if it's the type of leaf, one of the Orientals, Turkish or Izmir. It's not irritating enough to where I'd stop smoking it. Go with that. Yeah, I like that. That's a new experience for me. Oriental, first time, so I'll say it's my first time smoking Oriental heavy. It doesn't have much sweetness to it. There was a little bit at the first light, but after that it kind of died off. It does kind of remind me of when I was in Saudi Arabia. The locals and some of the guys would sit around smoking hashish, or maybe I don't know if it's hashish, something like that, in the hookahs or whatever. That was very common. So some of that spice is there, some of that not coriander, I don't know if it's coriander, but some of that note is there. Kind of almost clove. It's almost a clove note. Not really tongue bite. There's no tongue bite. That a lot of Kia seems to keep the whole blend down, mild overall. I'm gonna puff on this thing for a little bit. Plus my timer's about to go off anyway. I gotta go get stuff out of the kiln. Alright, let's finish up this review real quick. I have noticed, after puffing on it for a little while, bit of harshness to my throat and a little bit of irritation of my sinuses. I mean, not enough to stop, obviously, but this is something I have noticed with a couple other blends. I didn't write them down because I just kind of ignored it, but they made me sneeze a little bit. Not like sneezing fits, but they kind of irritated my sinuses a little. And it was the more exotic stuff. It wasn't a Virginia, and it wasn't a Burley. I don't know if it's specifically the Latakia or one of the Orientals. It's kind of a mild and minor irritation, though. That's really the only thing. Yeah, this blend is this is interesting. This for my first experience. I think I'm gonna age it a little while and then revisit it, see if it mellows out a little bit. It's not an unpleasant smoke at all, but yeah, it's definitely giving me a little. So I'm not sure what that is. Further research needed. Yeah, it's not unpleasant at all, though. I mean, it's catching a lot of reflection there. Sorry. Yeah, I'll put it in my cellar and let it mellow a bit. Maybe smoke it in a different type of pipe and see what happens. Tashkent from LJ Peretti. That's interesting. That's interesting. It's not a no for me. It's not a hard yes just because of the irritation. It tastes okay. It doesn't have a lot of the bold flavor to it. It doesn't have a lot of the sweet flavor to it that I typically look for. Yeah, we'll throw the baby out with the bathwater on that one. Probably not one of my top contenders for all time, but for a good smoke, but not unpleasant. Good introduction to the Orientals. Thanks for joining me again. I hope you find cool smokes, fair winds, good friends. Happy piping.